Right, so we're diving deep today. And
Deep dive.
yeah, deep diving into this really cool fictional podcast called Retro Rewind.
Okay.
They're talking all about the movie Prancer, the one from 1989.
Hmm.
And, it's got that whole reindeer Christmas magic thing going on.
Yeah.
And their big question is, does this movie still hold up today, for modern audiences?
Interesting.
And I'm telling you, just reading your take on it, like,
Yeah.
it's got me seeing the movie like in a whole new light.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's amazing how a different perspective can do that, right?
Totally. Yeah.
Like you think, movie and then bam, someone comes along with these insights and suddenly you're seeing all these layers you never noticed before.
It's like they took this Christmas present,
Yeah.
like this movie we've all seen,
Yeah.
and they unwrapped it for us.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
What really stood out to me was how they connected the movie to these bigger ideas like belief and hope and community and
No,
family.
for sure.
And those are themes that resonate no matter what year it is, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like they're timeless.
Totally.
So even though Prancer is set during Christmas, it's really tapping into something much deeper,
Right.
something that's universal.
Yeah. So, okay, for anyone who hasn't seen it, Prancer is about this girl, Jessica,
Okay.
and she finds an injured reindeer, and she is just convinced that it's one of Santa's reindeer.
Oh.
And, the Retro Rewind folks, they really focused on that.
Oh, yeah.
On Jessica's unwavering belief, even when everybody around her is like, no way that's not Santa's reindeer.
Right. Everyone's doubting her.
Yeah, exactly.
She never gives up.
And that's what makes it so compelling.
It is. It makes you wonder, why are we so drawn to that kind of faith? Especially during the holidays?
Right. It's like we all want to believe in something magical.
Totally. It's like that belief taps into something we long for,
Mhm.
that sense of wonder and possibility that maybe we lose sight of as we get older.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And in a world that can feel so cynical and complicated, Jessica's pure faith is almost like this radical act.
That's a great way to put it.
It's like a reminder that, hey, maybe we should hold on to that spark of belief even when things are tough. Don't let it go.
A Retro Rewind pointed out how the setting itself plays a role.
Yeah.
This small town in the snowy Midwest,
Right.
it feels so cozy and magical.
Yes,
And they said that really adds to the film's charm,
it does.
which is funny because today we're like bombarded with these movies with crazy special effects and exotic locations,
Yeah.
but Prancer just makes simple snow feel extraordinary.
Right.
So what do you think it is about those simpler settings that just grabs our imagination?
Maybe it's nostalgia,
Yeah.
A longing for a time when things felt less complicated.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the power of nature itself,
Like,
Snow has this way of creating this blanket of stillness and beauty, this sense of peace that contrasts with our often chaotic world.
it's true. Like the snow forces everyone to slow down,
Yes.
to just be present in the moment.
I love that.
Yeah.
And speaking of being present, Retro Rewind couldn't stop talking about Sam Elliott's performance as Jessica's dad.
Oh, yeah. He's amazing.
They were raving about it, saying he brings this realness and complexity to the role.
It's so true.
Like he's not some idealized version of a father.
Right.
He's struggling, he's flawed, but he loves his daughter fiercely.
And that's what makes it so powerful to watch.
It is because it feels authentic.
Yes.
Like it reflects the challenges and complexities of real families, especially during the holidays.
Yeah, no family is perfect.
Exactly.
And Retro Rewind actually made this really interesting point about that.
What's that?
They argued that Prancer is still so relevant today because it offers this genuine, heartfelt story. And it's almost like an antidote to all the commercialized holiday movies that we see all the time.
I see what they mean.
Right, like we're bombarded with these movies that are all about the presents and the parties. But Prancer reminds us that the holidays are really about something else.
Totally.
It's about family and community and holding on to hope even when things are tough.
And those are values that never go out of style.
Never.
Never go out of style.
So, okay, Retro Rewind had this fun little quiz section
Oh, I love those.
called the Retro Quiz Showdown,
Okay.
where they tested listeners on their Prancer knowledge.
Fun.
So apparently the movie takes place in Three Oaks, Michigan.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and get this, Santa's never actually heard in the movie.
Really?
He's only referenced.
Huh, interesting.
And the original story was written by Greg Taylor.
Oh, okay.
But, after all this discussion about the movie's deeper meaning,
Yeah.
I kind of started wondering,
About what?
do we get too caught up in these like behind-the-scenes trivia bits? Does it distract us from the real message of movies like Prancer?
That's a really good question.
Right.
Because maybe those trivia bits are fun. But they don't really make us think critically about what the film is trying to say.
Exactly.
Like, the real magic is in how the movie makes us feel. The questions it raises about belief, hope, and community.
And that's what stays with you long after the credits roll.
Exactly.
So ultimately, Retro Rewind sees Prancer as this reminder
Okay.
to hold on to that childlike sense of wonder,
Yeah.
that belief in something bigger than ourselves,
Right.
which is so important in today's world.
It is.
And it makes you wonder, right?
About what?
How would those themes play out differently if Jessica's story was happening in today?
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
Right.
Like, imagine in our world of social media and instant information,
Yeah.
would her belief be dismissed as naive?
Totally.
Or would it spark some kind of viral movement?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right.
Like, would she be battling online skeptics?
Uh-huh.
Or maybe even algorithms designed to shape her beliefs?
It's mind-blowing to think about.
It really is.
Like how this heartwarming story might unfold in our modern digital age.
Yeah, because it makes you think, is it even harder to believe in something wholeheartedly when you're constantly being told what to think by everyone online?
That's the question, isn't it?
It is.
So as you revisit Prancer, think about that.
Okay.
Is Jessica's belief a sign of naivety? Or is it actually a powerful act of defiance?
Okay. Yeah.
In a world that tries to control what we believe.
Wow, that's a lot to think about.
It is.
Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Anytime.
And we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Sounds good.